Hi, I just wanted to share some information of people always ask, how do you know when a loved one is around after they've transformed to the other side? And I remember when Andriana first left, I was walking up the stairs and she always had this rose smell about her. And I was walking up the stairs and I can smell this rose go right through me, and I'm like standing around going, do you guys smell her? Do you smell her? She's here. So you can smell them. And sometimes the lights will flicker. Sometimes they'll move stuff, especially if they were tricksters or were very humorous when they were alive. They will do things like that. Sometimes you'll get odd text messages or your phone will make noises. And you'll see them. Sometimes someone will walk by and you swear it was them, and you look again and it's someone else. I know after many horses transformed to the spiritual world, he's left many messages. I've seen him many times. Once the other day when I was before I shower, I put salt in the tub, in the toilet and in the sink so that no negative energy comes in from the pipes, so that I have a good shower. And I pray a lot when I'm in the shower because water amplifies. And when I was going over to the sink and putting salt in, I saw in my peripheral vision, I had long curly hair in the back, and there was darker skin, and there I could see a tattoo. And then I went back and I looked again, and it was me. And I went back and I looked again, it was me, just to make sure, right? So what I had seen was many horses. He had long curly hair, he had ringlets, and he had a bear tattoo on his arm, and he had nice brown skin. So when I had gone over to the sink, he had used my reflection so that I can see him. And I had just finished asking the day before, I've been seeing you lots, I haven't seen you lately, can you show yourself? So I was standing there, I'm like, many horses, was that you? He's like, well, you asked, didn't you? So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was you. And I felt really good that night because I got to see him. And he's been sending odd texts every once in a while. My phone will make a noise that he had on his old cell phone. And I'll smell him. And the other day when I was lighting incense, he blew in my face. So they do come and visit. You just got to pay attention. And a lot of times when we are in such deep grief, or when trauma hits us, our brain shuts down and we go into mechanical mode, and our emotions shut down so that our bodies could live, because sometimes it's too much. And over time we get into a fog that we can't get out of. When we're in that fog, it's really hard to sense and feel anything because your body is doing what it needs to survive. And when you start coming out of that fog, the emotions that come up are very intense, and it just goes to show how much you love. So it's important to talk about what you're feeling. There always a memory flashes and then the emotion comes. So you talk about that memory to yourself. And then if you need to cry to release, you cry to release. The more you release, the more you'll see them, the more you'll sense them, the more messages that you'll get. Because when we're in such deep grief, if we're such in a fog, we're not going to be able to sense and feel them. They could be leaving messages everywhere and we're not going to see it because we're in mechanical mode. So it's important to keep talking to them in those times. You talk to them like they're still here. I'd still put coffee out for him and talk to him before I go to bed. I talk to him out loud, and even in my mind. And I kept things alive that way, so that the connection was still there, the love is still there, because love never dies. It gets stronger.